We carry the weight every day of the world on our backs. We have a lot of choices to make. Too many responsibilities and sad about what could have been if things had been different. But what if I told you that an idea that's 2,000 years old, it might be the key how to clear your mind of stuff and getting peace in this never-ending chaos? We're going swimming today into the powerful lessons of Marcus Aurelius, the Emperor of Rome, who also thought in a serious way his ideas about what makes people tick and how the world works are more important now than ever. I chose Stoicism because you can change how you do things. To the difficulties of life, turning each thing around turned into a step to gain more knowledge and peace of mind. Stay around to find out how old knowledge can offer new answers, assisting you grow strength and clarity when life is rough. It's not just history, it's about changing the way you think. To do well in the world today, if you know someone who is lost in the noise of everyday life, send them this movie. It could be the light they need, and thanks for reading what we're doing right now. What you can do to help us the most is to click that subscribe button. Stay with us through the whole movie to fully understand how these tried and true methods can change everything, your thoughts and how you live. Allow us to begin. It's not just about having different things. It's about changing our whole how to deal with the problems and things we experience every day. Julius Caesar told us that our views shape our lives more than just the events. It's a big change. From just moving to the world around us to actively making our lives better by picking how we understand and talk back to them. Think about this. Every time you're angry or stressed, there is a chance when you're stuck in traffic. Having your heart rate go up. First lesson. That's a moment to improve how you see things. Stoicism helps us understand this, not as a waste of time or a bother, but as a chance to think, maybe to listen to the radio or an audiobook, changing an annoying wait time into a useful one of peace and quiet during the day in our everyday lives. A lot of the time, we take an inactive stance, letting go of our first emotions as the only way to see things. But what if we stop? For even 1 second to ask about that response. What if we inquire? Is there another way? How to look at this? Using this method is the most important part of Stoic training. It changes more than just our mood. Right now, it slowly changes shape. Our deepest thoughts and feelings, as an example. If you're stressed out because of a big job at work, instead of giving in to stress, a tough stance would like you to cry job into parts that are easier to handle. Pay attention to one thing at a time. This changes how you see things. From seeing an impossible problem to solve to seeing it as a list of steps that can be taken. This not only lowers stress, but also makes you more productive and being happy with your work. Teaching your mind to see things also means being aware of the present moment. It's about keeping your thoughts clear. Get too excited about what was or what might be. This being aware. An important part of Stoicism is all about being fully present and being thankful at this very moment, which then can make you happier, a happy and full life. So let's try to use this. Take a lesson from Marcus Aurelius. In our daily lives, every time, even if it seems small or difficult, is a chance to get better at being calm. To improve how we see things and to change the way things are from inside out in this way, we make our own lives better too. However, be a strong model for other people on how to be a better leader and living on purpose. This lesson is one of the main ones. Of the Stoic view, and it's a lot more than just keeping your lip up. It's about getting it and taking care of your emotions in a way that is good for your mind and health in general. Julius Caesar, who had to do his part full of problems and crises as Emperor of Rome, wrote a lot about how important, capable of keeping calm, not to hold back feelings, but to use them in a good way. Picture yourself in when something goes wrong at work. Possibly a project you've spent hours into is suddenly called off. It's okay to feel a rush, feeling let down, maybe even anger, no matter what Stoicism teaches us to step back and think about these feelings. What's wrong with me? What's the lost work? The change in plans, or the fear of what will happen? By breaking down these feelings, you're not just putting up with them, but eagerly seeking out where they came from and what it means. It's not about denial with this power. To be calm, you don't have to second lesson to ignore how sad you are, ouch, or anger. Instead, it makes you want to these feelings to acknowledge them, learn about their roots, and then choose what they'll be able to do to you. Will you let anger get to you? Pick the next meeting for you, or will you be able to sense the feeling? Figure out where it came from and get some work done, to change strategies and move on. In addition, keeping your feelings in check means staying true to your values, peace and calm through the ups and downs of life, as an example. If someone gives you negative feedback on your work, the quick knee-jerk could be to strongly defend yourself or to pull back when hurt, an icy attitude, though would like you to pause and look at the comments without bias. Is it really true? Will it help me get better? This way you change how something painful could happen, turned into a good chance to learn. Don't forget the little annoyances that happen every day. It could be the traffic in the morning, or a long queue at the coffee shop. Even though these moments seem small, these chances are perfect to follow the rules of Stoicism instead of giving in to impatience or anger to gain strength. Use this time to become more aware, or make a day plan through a different lens. You are in charge of how you feel, to change, and times that could be stressful into times of quiet reflection or useful ways of thinking. Getting better at controlling our feelings, not just about getting things done, peace of mind. It has to do with growing grit that makes a difference everything about our lives. Letting us getting through tough times with grace and avoid possible fights turn into chances to grow. The thought is simple but deep. Know what you have power over, what you can't do, and direct your energy in that way. Sure, this might sound easy, but in real life it's a very effective way to lower stress and making you more powerful in your daily life and at work. Remember the last time when you were in a situation you couldn't do anything about that? Maybe a flight that was late or a change at work you didn't expect. What comes naturally is often anger or frustration, but the calm way of thinking tells us to think again how we respond to these kinds of situations. The weight is out of our hands. We can change how we react to it, though. Do we let it make us sad and the people around us, or do we just accept what is? Pick out a nice spot to sit and maybe catch up working on a book or something. Julius Caesar would tell us to put our strength to good use in events we can change, like getting ready for a speech or taking care of our health. We need to take strong action and the fullest promise. But in these cases where we don't have much power or not there at all, getting worried doesn't help. It only drains our energy and makes it hard to judge. Let's use this to a more personal level, such as relationships. Third lesson, you can't handle it how someone else acts or feels, but you have power, what you do, and how you react. If a friend is having a rough time and seems far away, you can't make them do it. To talk or alter their state of mind, of course, you can offer your help. Tell them you're there. When they're ready, they can talk. In this way, you can focus on the part of the situation that can be changed. Your job is a helpful friend, not on the part that can't be controlled. What is their mental state? In addition, the following rule isn't just about cutting down feeling bad thoughts, but also about staying as efficient as possible and success in everything you do. As an example, if you're in charge of a work project, pay attention to the elements. You can directly make decisions like how you plan what you produce and the drive of your team, instead of getting off track due to worries not in your control. Things like market conditions or acts of competitors. Combining the two ideas to take charge of your life, not just about staying away from adding extra stress. Forgiveness is the point. Being aware of this is freeing. Even though we can't everything that takes place to us, we have control over how we respond, making us stronger and more aggressive. It's about how to spend our limited time, and time on things that really matter and can be changed by what we do. This is the main point, is living a quiet life, useful, stable, and on-task steps that can be taken that help you grow as a person. And peace, Julius Caesar, when he wrote for himself, reflected a lot on how qualities like wisdom, truth, courage, and moderation can have a big impact on our lives. These aren't just ideas meant to have serious discussions. They are useful tools that guide our daily lives, do things, and talk to others. Take knowledge as an example. It's not just information or intelligence, it has to do with real life, that kind of knowledge. In the real world, being wise means seeing things for what they really are, not the way we want them to be. This means picking a path not based on short-lived feelings or pressures from outside, but it was clear and a sensible understanding what was going on. When you're having to make a tough choice at work, using your brain means looking past short-term gains or sheds and thinking about what your choices will mean in the long run. Then there's bravery, which isn't just facing danger to the body, but also about facing what the fights we have with ourselves every day. It needs bravery. To stand up for what's right, to stay strong when your ideals are put to the test, and to own up to your mistakes and find out what they did. This bravery helps people trust and be honest, both with other people and with ourselves. Stoughton's idea of justice more than just law fairness. The fourth lesson, it's about how to treat other people with honor and respect. It has to do with how you act. That's fair and even. Think about more than just your own wants, but also what other people need. It's in the way you talk to people, along with co-workers, friends, or strangers. What doing justice means trying to be kind to, of moral balance in what you do. To have temperance or self-control is maybe a trait that is hard to reach. In the world today, need for instant pleasure. Everything should be done in balance, whether that means controlling your urges, keeping your feelings in check, or going the middle way when the extremes seem more appealing. Temperance by following. Ensure that your wants come true. Do not let anger cloud your opinion or keep you away from what really matters to you. Adding these qualities to your daily life does not just happen. It takes deliberate work and thought. It could mean stopping. Before getting angry, taking a moment to think about what your words will lead to before you talk, or making up to give up a quick pleasure for the sake of the long term. It gets easier to make these decisions over time, as the thing that of virtue makes your character stronger and your desire. Having Stoic values makes life more interesting, more purpose in life. It's not about hiding who you are, but making it happen, not about taking away your happiness, but making it deeper by remembering these good traits. You not only deal with life's problems faster and better, but you also make the world a better place, world that is fairer and smarter. So, as we go about our day, don't forget, it is asked of Marcus Aurelius to be good. It's a map that helps us find our way. What makes life so hard? Making sure that each step we take is based on respect and reason. Using this method, plan ahead for more than just the long term or planning ahead. Keeping things in perspective is important. It's about getting at each and every challenge, every choice, and every second is part of a bigger story in our lives, taking a step back and looking back at our adventures from a big point of view of advantage. We can see how even it seems having bad experiences can help us grow, and greatest happiness. Picture yourself in taking what looks like a big hit. Fifth lesson. A project doesn't go through or you fail at something personally. It's simple to get caught up in the pain right now, sadness, and letdown. A patient attitude, on the other hand, means asking yourself how this fits in the grand plan of things. It's possible that this loss is a chance to learn something important, maybe. It points you in the right direction, better matched with your long-term plans by consistently thinking the big picture. You don't get stuck through the maze of daily life. This bigger picture view helps you decide what to do first in response to. If something doesn't change a lot, change your long-term plans or your ability to live a good life, then maybe it doesn't call for a strong how you feel about it or a big change in your plans. This doesn't mean skipping over details, ignoring the present. Instead, it's about making sure that your attention and energy are lined up with your general values and goals. Also, this Stoic practice pushes us to think thoughts on our part in the web of life. It makes us think of that we are a part of a group, that what we do has effects, choosing what to do. Don't just think about how they affect you. However, How they make people around you feel the earth and wildlife in this way of being connected is what grounds and often makes people more caring. Kindness and caring actions when it comes to relationships. Always look at the big picture can keep us from responding too strongly, not to small complaints or misunderstandings when disagreements come up. Instead of focusing in on the noise right now, ask yourself what's important here. Is making your point more important than the union's health? An awful lot of the time, keeping peace and understanding is a lot more important than being right at any given time. Taking this stern lesson to heart in our daily lives can bring about big changes in the way we see our wins and obstacles. It makes you stronger. Let's see that which feels too much right now. There is only one chapter part of a much bigger story. So as we move around how hard our days are to understand, don't forget to zoom out and look at the big picture. It is a strong tool that not only helps us deal with the ups and downs of life faster and better, but also gets deeper how much we value the trip itself as we end our tour for the day, based on Stoic ideas from the point of view of Marcus Aurelius. It is clear that the lessons teach more than just philosophical thoughts. They give us useful ideas, things that can deeply how they affect our everyday lives. Stoicism, with its emphasis on virtue, in power and in view, helps us find our way, the difficulties of our times with strength and knowledge. Remember, what Stoicism is all about is not about keeping feelings in check or ignoring the good things in life. This is about recognizing what really counts, what we said, who we are, and how we've grown. Julius Caesar taught us that living isn't about what takes place to us. See you soon. But how we handle what happens. This point of view is powerful. It changes us from a reflexive state where the world throws us off to taking the lead where we're in charge of our own lives. The lessons. What we've talked about today are tools like any tool. How well they work depends about how we use them. The ways these don't just make life easier for us. They help us do well. They make our relationships stronger. Make us more productive and real peace and happiness to us. Let's make a promise to integrate, follow these Stoic rules into our daily lives. Let each test be a chance to get better, and each setback a lesson in being strong. Extra time. Most likely you'll find that these ideas are more than just intellectual ones, but real, actionable steps that make a happier and a meaningful life. Thanks for taking part this somber journal to gain more knowledge. Watch to keep looking around one of the movies told you about on your screen. Be strong and calm, and